Thank you. This has been a big first year for the SCOR Working Group number 162 for developing OASIS, an observing air-sea interaction strategy. I'm Megan Cronin, and I, along with Krista Marandino and Seb Swart, co-chair the OASIS SCOR Working Group that is taking a systems-as-a-whole approach for making surface boundary layer observations relevant to the Earth's energy, water, and carbon cycles, including their physical, biological, and geological components. You can see at the bottom of the slide that we also carry logos from the UN Decade of Ocean Sciences for Sustainable Development and OceanOBS 19. Our working group has its roots in OceanOBS 19, the once per decade strategic planning conference. I was the lead author on a community white paper, Air-Sea Fluxes with a focus on heat and momentum, that had 29 co-authors from around the world. In the poster hall, I saw other community white papers led by the carbon community, by the weather community, and by the satellite communities, and by different regionally oriented communities like the Tropical Pacific Observing Systems 2020 project and the Southern Ocean Air-Sea Flux community, and many others. There were more similarities than differences in the pitches. Most recommended enhancing existing observing networks to provide more co-located observations. Many recommended using new emerging technologies like uncrewed surface vehicles to expand the coverage of the global network. Nearly all discussed the importance of capacity building and sharing, mentoring, training, and education, and all recommended developing best practices and making data and products more findable, accessible, interoperable, and reusable, fair. To make any of this a reality, it was clear that we needed to take a systems-as-a-whole approach. This was the driving motivation for forming a SCOR working group. And as one of our first actions, we wrote a successful proposal for OASIS to be endorsed as a UN Ocean Decade program. This is bottom-up science. This is the community coming together to make transformational changes to ocean sciences for sustainable development. One thing that is perhaps different than other SCOR working groups is that we have administrative help from Consortium for Ocean Leadership for help with communications, including a website, Slack pages, newsletter, GatherTown, webinars, and telecons. Their support is coming through post-OceanOBS 19 activity funding. OASIS cuts across the spectrum of expertise in flux type, from physical fluxes to carbon fluxes, and from in situ to satellite-based air-sea fluxes, to parameterizations and full coupled data assimilation systems. We also span the globe and are diverse in terms of gender and career levels. Nearly all members were involved in OceanOBS 19, either as lead authors or contributing authors. This is our organizational chart. The SCOR Working Group number 162 will work with community members across 5 theme teams on near-term tasks laid out in our SCOR Working Group proposal. Our core theme team will be the Observing Network Design and Model Development theme team that will harmonize the OceanOBS 19 recommendations into a strategy. This theme team will also define process studies and ocean shots, like moonshots, needed to reach our 2030 goals of a predicted ocean, a healthy and productive ocean, and a clean and safe ocean. To do this, we need people. The Capacity and Partnership Building theme team will work with the other teams to develop curriculum, and will work with the summer schools and mentoring programs around the world to build capacity and partnerships, and in this way, make OASIS become truly global. The Ocean Shots theme team will implement the OASIS Ocean Shots, working through the UN Decade and national committees. The Best Practice and Interoperability theme team will develop best practices and perform experiments to ensure that the air-sea interaction variables are interoperable across platforms to the required measurement accuracy. The Findable, Accessible, Interoperable, and Reusable FAIR Data Models and OASIS Products theme team will develop OASIS products, including an AirC flux toolbox and a library of direct covariance flux measurements. This theme team will work to improve gridded flux products and make AirC interaction information open and fair. Each theme team has at least 6 SCOR members or associate members to ensure that the goals of SCOR Working Group number 162 are met. And nearly every SCOR member is also in the first theme team. So looking back on our first year, we have quite a few accomplishments. We've had a lot of engagement through regular working group telecons and community meetings, and through webinar series, our website, newsletter, and Slack work page. We've been endorsed as a UN Ocean Decade program, and we have participated in UN Ocean Decade Laboratory for Predicted Ocean and are planning an event for the Clean Ocean Laboratory. SCOR supported the GatherTown platform for OASIS for the Predicted Ocean event and will for the Clean Ocean event as well. We're developing ideas for ocean shots and have had these submitted to the U.S. National Academy of Science workshop in February 2021. We had an OASIS track at the recent Ocean Best Practice Systems 2021 workshop, including a community consultation workshop for surface radiation, and we also worked with SOLAS on planning a workshop for direct covariance fluxes. We are now planning a town hall for Ocean Science Meeting 2022, and the co-chairs have given multiple OASIS presentations at national and international meetings. In the coming year, we will be working on deliverables laid out in our proposal, and this prospectus is available on our aircobs.org website. We will be writing an OASIS synthesis paper based upon the 46 Ocean OBS 19 community white papers, and we will be creating and responding to UN Ocean Decade action calls. The best practice paper for ocean surface radiation is expected to be submitted for peer review in early 2022, and we hope to make an AirC Flux toolbox publicly available, along with AirC Flux curriculum in the next year. We will continue building and growing the community through regular telecons and outreach. Looking forward to 2030 and back to 1972, this is the famous photo of Earth taken by the Apollo 17 astronauts en route to the moon in 1972. This photo changed our perspective of our place in the universe. 50 years later, global warming is undeniable. Our role in the universe needs to change. I hope that through OASIS, we can work together to track the carbon dioxide emissions as they are absorbed into the ocean, and observe and understand and predict the AirC interactions that influence weather and climate, and ultimately the ocean environment, ecosystem, and biosphere. Through OASIS, I hope that the world gains a better understanding of the delicate balances that govern weather, climate, and the ocean environment, and a better understanding of our role in the universe.